Hey, it's Pizza Man, and we're about to transform! Woo! What do I become this time? Are you ready to transform? Yes! What do I become?
You're a ship.
I'm a ship.
You're a fucking ship.
I suppose that will do. To control the spaceship, use the left stick to sail and X to boost. Careful with square and this and that, though, because they use your weapons. I have weapons. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Is this...
Oh my god, they're all different. Oh my god!
This is way better than the flower.
This is awesome. Okay, so I bet I use the water shots to get rid of the fire meteors. They're like ice shots. And then I use the fire ones to take care of the ice meteors. Well, that one worked. What about this? Do I use that? Oh, I just explode them. What's the ice blast for, then? Alright. Wow, this is cool. I really like this transformation. You know, I gotta find more of the transformations, because the transformations... well, I don't know. I was gonna say the transformation is really fun. This transformation in particular is really, really fun. So I gotta find more of those. Oh, this is what the ice blasts are for.
There we go.
Oh, man, this is cool. I really like this. This is one of the reasons I want to find all the transformations, because, man, the transformations, there's just so much, you know, potential there. It's like, oh man, what is each one, and what do they all do? You know what I mean? I kind of do like a spread shot if I turn while I'm shooting. Yeah. Hey, you up here! It's been a while since why are you upside down?
Because he's strange.
I have to read all his dialogue backwards because he's upside down. Cage this from me, save to as kind, so be you would.
How can you do that so easily?
I don't know, but I've always loved it my whole life. Like I said, I've already said before. I mean, at some point, I don't remember a time when I couldn't read. I've always been a really, really good reader. And I've always really loved reading, especially out loud. And so, when I was a little kid, I would just for fun, my dad would get a big kick out of it, I would, like, read kids' books to him as a little kid, but read the whole thing backwards.
I so hope our kids get your reading skills.
Like, for instance, I would read, it was a Dr. Seuss book called Go Dog Go, and I'd read that whole book backwards.
Oh, Jesus.
So, like, Go Dog Go would still say Go Dog Go, but, like, there's a page that just says, up the tree, and I was just a little kid, I'd read, tree the up! And I don't know, I thought it was just the funniest thing in the world. I would just giggle, I'd be like, tree the up, ha!
That would have been so funny.
Tree the up.
And see, I had the polar opposite experience. It basically, you know, you'd have to bend my leg to get me to enjoy reading when I was a kid.
Bend your leg?
Or like, I don't know, just, it was a struggle.
I think twist my ankle?
Twist my ankle? I don't know. I was going to say something and then I got all screwed up.
You'd have to bend my leg. I don't know, maybe that's a real expression, but I just haven't heard it. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's just
leg.
that's like a good luck.
Yeah, no.
You'd have to break my leg. What?
Wait, what? I don't know. Anyways,
okay, anyway, sorry, I'm sorry getting distracted.
Anyways, I struggled a lot with reading because, you know, I'm dyslexic and all, so yeah, like, I had to go in special reading classes. Every time I read, I actually would get really anxious and want to cry. I never would, but I would get the feeling of wanting to just, like, bawl my eyes out because I was so embarrassed. Especially in class and stuff. But yeah, it wasn't until middle school that I started to actually force myself to read and enjoy it. Because then I realized I could read silently and no one would care how slow or how awkwardly I read it. I could read a single thing over and over and over again and no one would give a fuck and I wouldn't be embarrassed. And so I started to like reading to myself after that because
I see.
I could enjoy it at my own pace. And then my mom got me comics and that's basically my only reading material then. Because, like, if something didn't make sense to me in the dialogue for comics, which usually dialogue's really easy to read for me, if it doesn't make sense, then I could actually get the context from the facial expressions and the situation that's going on. Like, I could understand the story without having to actually read it. So, and it also helped me understand facial expressions, too. Because that's something I used to struggle with, too, was reading facial expressions, or reading expressions.
Okay.
I still struggle with that, too. You know how, like, sometimes I don't get sarcasm right away?
Oh, yeah, because I use
from
sarcasm all the time, and then, like, you'll think I'm being serious.
Yeah, the reason
It
why
happens almost daily, actually.
Yeah, that's because, like, I'm slow at reading people. Really slow at it. So, like, when someone's being sarcastic, I have to look at them for, like, a second longer and really think about what they said before I get what they mean. And most of the time I can be quiet and not embarrass myself, but then, like, I react immediately after that sometimes, and it's totally embarrassing because they think I'm stupid. But it's like, no, I have certain things I struggle with, and understanding tone and expression is one of those things I'm slow at. So, yeah. Actually, my mom's always wondered if I was, like, a little bit autistic, but I don't know. It's not enough for it to really matter.
I'm still having so much fun with this shit.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so reading stuff like manga helped out a lot with that. Because the expressions were so, like, exaggerated that I could get what was meant. And then I could apply that to real life expressions. Because then I just kind of translated being like, okay, this is a more subtle expression of what this expression was in the manga. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, that helped me out a lot too.
So to explore this world, I have to basically, like, swim around as the ship and open up paths for myself to explore them regularly.
That's cool. Do you have to do that with other,
I can't think of any examples in Yooka-Laylee at the top of my head. There might be, like, there's some small stuff like that, but that's pretty normal in video games, yeah. Like, areas where you have to, like, yeah, you know, basically set it up by doing something else first. The only thing is I don't remember how to turn back.
Ah, shit.
I bet I have to go back to the DN Ray.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I want to explore all around as a ship before I turn back into a chameleon bat. Oh, there's some stuff behind, on the side here I didn't notice. Oh, well, I'll have to check that out later. Okay. But, yep, here's a ship part. It's, quills. Now, I was like, oh yeah, Rare's doing a pirate game coming up. That'll be really cool, because it could be like this. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't actually Rare, this is Platonic, but... well, whatever. Okay, I think I've opened up about as much as I can for now. Let's sail around the lighthouse really quick, just to be sure. So, usually, in sweeping waths of silence, like we're having right now...
Sorry, I was just texting.
I would just start talking about the first thing that came to mind, but sometimes, like, when I think about that, it's like, is this something I really want to bring up publicly? You know what I mean?
Really? Yeah, because there's a lot of topics that you could bring up that aren't public appropriate.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily inappropriate. It's just like, you know, it's one of those things like you don't really know who's watching.
Yeah.
Type thing.
And sometimes there's not a good time and place for that.
Yeah.
Is there a topic like that you have on your mind?
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking about the family vacation again, the one from a couple episodes ago.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, one thing always about it that I don't know. Sometimes I'm hesitant to go to it, and are you ready to transfer? Yeah. And one of the reasons that I'm hesitant to go to the event sometimes, because like I said, pretty much everyone from my mom's side of the family comes, except and not to play favorites, but the uncle that I'm closest to is the only person on my mom's side of the family who doesn't come to this event, and it's just a little discouraging.
Yeah,
because it's like, I'm gonna go
a family event at that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see all my mom's side of the family except for the one uncle I've really really bonded with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like
I can't do anything with this guy until I've expanded the world.
Oh. So I feel like in like situations like that, if we did live closer, I think you and I would go and kind of just hang out with them just to sort of like even that out. Because like growing up, at least for me and my nuclear family, if there was like a weird uneven thing like that going on, someone would do something to kind of make it even. Like, my grandma would do these, like lunch or dinner dates with me or my younger sister, and she would flip back and forth. Like this week I'm gonna go like to Red Lobster with Rosie for lunch, and then next week we're gonna go with Beth for lunch, and just kind of even that out.
I'm forgetting what the other things have opened up are.
Oh, and if she missed a week, then we would all go together as a family. That's kind of how we even things like that out. But it's just hard when you're not around everybody.
Yeah.
You're not as close, so.
Right. Now, the particular deal there with my one uncle not coming to the event is that the uncle that I have a really close relationship with and the uncle that runs the event, they don't get along very well. Like, they get along fine, but, I mean, for one, like, they're the two brothers in the family that are really close in age. So you have all your, like, typical family, sibling brother rivalry type stuff that would happen between, two brothers that close of age. They've always just been kind of, they've always kind of needled at each other, their whole lives as boys, Mm-hmm. From my understanding, not that I was around during that time. But the other thing, too, which I won't say any more on, but one of them is a gay man and one of them is a Mormon. And so they have some very, very different ideas just from that.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of why they don't see eye to eye.
Yeah.
So no more on that because I don't want to get too, political or religious. Because I like both of my uncles. And like I said, once again, I don't know who's watching. Because I probably have some family that watches.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything there that's not already known.
Not well known, yeah.
Because it's just quite simply those two uncles don't always see eye to eye. Now, that being said, it's not like they're at each other's throats. I mean, they do, oh my god, they constantly make, like, jabs at each other, but it's all in humor, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because everybody in my family is, like, really sarcastic and funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the extent of it. But they come through together when it counts. Like, when Grandma needs help with something, they really pull through as family. So they get along when it's needed. Mm-hmm. There's not like any kind of real like big sense of bad blood as far as I know. Maybe there's more going on there than I realize. But from what I've seen, it comes through when it's needed. So, and I don't know if I want to become. I know for sure I don't want to become more involved in that situation. And find out it's like, oh no, actually they have this really terrible history where they used to where they had a real big falling out, and no one acts that way about it, but. No one in my family would act that way about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you wouldn't know if there was a problem.
No, none of them would bring it up.
If it's not, like, directly right there and a big deal, like, at the moment, then it's not treated as a big deal.
Exactly. I don't want to say it's swept under the rug, but it's more kind of just, set aside.
Mm-hmm. If it's not necessary for right now, then don't bring it up. which is logical.
And listen, I don't want to play favorites with uncles because like they're all family, but like I said, the one uncle he just really really particularly dotes on me and my brothers, like particularly our mom's children, because my mom and him were really really close growing up, and so he doesn't have any children of his own. And so he really kind of, he gives that kind of attention to his nephews and nieces. Like I said, sometimes it feels like particularly me and my brothers, but not exclusively, because he's also very very attentive to the other nephews and nieces as well.
Yeah.
My mom has 4 siblings, an older sister, 2 older brothers, and a younger brother. And let me think. The oldest sister has 2 grandkids. And then the oldest brother has I want to say 11 grandkids. So that's 13 kids so far in the family. And then the one uncle has no kids. And then my mom has me and my brothers, and out of them, really only one of them's still a kid.
Yeah.
So that's 12 kids. No grandkids on that side yet, because my mom and her little brother are much younger than the other 3. And then my mom's little brother has 5 kids of his own. So that's like 17 kids. And that family vacation, there was 17 kids in the family, plus family friends that brought kids.
Yeah, brought kids. There was
over 20 kids. So that's...
You'd have your own class. One-room schoolhouse thing going on.
So there's the family makeup of my mom's side of the family. And with that, we'll see you guys next time.